Keep up! Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink kept Celtic in the Scottish Cup with his late equaliser at Aberdeen on Sunday, but he's on the bench for this one, replaced up front by Georgios Samaras. Darren O'Dea and Paul Hartley are among the subs as well, with Lee Naylor back after illness and Scott Brown free of suspension.
Yeah, it's a predictable 4-4-2 for Celtic, and within that their strongest back line. Snow's a new sitter centrally, Brown he'll bomb on, as will Nakamura and McGeady. Although they're very willing to do that attractive or unattractive, as you say, defensive stuff going back the park. And I'm eager to see the Samaras and McGeady combo in attack. They should just about be building up some sort of understanding now.
Dundee United of the CIS Cup final on Sunday, and key players like Dillon, Dodds, Flood and top scorer Hunt are left out of the starting lineup here at Celtic Park. 6 changes from last week's win against Gretna. Mark de Vries leads the attack, open to make a case for a Hampden start. Gary Kenneth partners Lee Wilkie in central defence, and there's a Dundee United debut at right back for Swiss youngster Michael Kovacevic, who only turned 20 last week.
Yeah, plenty of changes for United, but still very much a strong starting 11. Kovacevic, well, he is about to get a taste of what the SPL at its best is like as he lines up opposite Aidan McGeady. Wilkie on that side will, I'm sure, try to give him some sort of cover. And O'Brien and Conway, they've got great width to offer. Boerman and Kerr depth, Robertson movement, and of course, Mark de Vries power.
A baptism of fire it could be for this young man facing up to Aidan McGeady. Mike McCarry, the referee. Nine in a row, that's Celtic's winning run in the SPL. 1 defeat in their last 17 in the league, and if they can get another win here tonight, they will move to within 1 point of leaders Rangers. The stakes are high. What will we get from a much changed Dundee United team? Craig Levein has Hampden on his mind, naturally enough, at the weekend. But it's a Dundee United squad which is getting better and better. And there's a fair bit of depth, and there are options on the bench for United as well. Some key players there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see those players later on in the game. We know that Mark de Vries, as Craig Levein has said on numerous occasions, he needs to be playing continually, so I'm not surprised to see him in the starting lineup. But I do think maybe after 60 minutes or so, de Vries will come off this game just to rest him up a little bit.
Gordon Strachan and Craig Levein have made 9 changes between them. 3 for the home team and half a dozen for Dundee United. And that's Lee Naylor back in the side, missed out at Pittodrie at the weekend because of illness. But when Gordon Strachan gets his first choice players fit, they're in.
Yeah, you mentioned changes, but they still play exactly the same way, Celtic. And Snow will be the sitting midfield player today and allow Brown to get forward as he likes to do. Nakamura and McGeady, of course, will they give the width? And they have the big striker, little striker combination up front, so not a real change for Celtic.
Free kick given for the challenge on Jim O'Brien. Lee Wilkie delivers. The obvious target is Mark de Vries. Breaking free for Craig Conway. On the back heel is always impressive. If it comes off, it didn't.
What Conway did well there was he hangs about in behind de Vries just to pick up any scraps.
Mark Kerr has a big job on his hands in central midfield for Dundee United here. The Tannadice team will look to get some sort of stranglehold if they can, but better teams than United have come here and been overrun at times by Celtic. Lovely ball in field from Nakamura. Scott Brown keeping possession, keeping the ball moving. And McGeady with his first chance to torment the debutant defender. And there's the opening chance of the match for Celtic, and so close to the opening goal. Shunsuke Nakamura grazing the outside of the post.
Yeah, we did say, didn't we, that Kovacevic was about to see the best in the SPL. Well, that was it. And look at the way that Nakamura takes this. Great control of it. He doesn't try and blast it, he tries to curl it in on the half volley. Bang, it just clips outside that post. A great effort.
Celtic almost ahead inside 3 minutes of the match. And the warning for United is clear.
I think it's also very important that Celtic are being outnumbered in the central area in there. Snow can get on the ball and he can just get as quickly as possible out wide to either McGeady or to Nakamura. That gives them the width, and that then allows Brown to get up there and support.
There is Brown and Andreas Hinkle. But under Snow, not one to be rushed. Stephen McManus, who's played through recent illness, always wants to be involved. Kovacevic picking up possession for United. The way through for O'Brien. Kenneth to Danny Granger, the former Gretna player. Promising talent, and a good ball in as well. Awkward for McManus. Snow struggling to keep it. McGeady does. Change of pace from Naylor. Takes him away from De Vries. McDonald for Caldwell. Celtic have great league momentum going for them at the moment, looking to maintain that. It's a big chance for Gordon Strachan and his team to get to within a point of Rangers at the top. They know they have to keep on winning. They can't rely on their title rivals dropping points.
That's the thing, neither side of the Old Firm have dropped points in 2008, and you just think that, you know, first blood may be pivotal in this championship race.
He can win the ball as well, Aidan McGeady.
You know, that's a good side of his game now, a side that he's definitely adapted this season. We didn't have it last quite as well. He gets himself back now, he picks up possession and he plays a simple pass.
Conway chasing, but Caldwell in control. Nakamura being pressurised. Caldwell's clearance flying off David Robertson. Kenneth's header dropping for Nakamura. It's good harrying from United. Didn't allow Nakamura too much time to pick his pass. Dundee United, of course, on 2 of their last 3 visits here, have picked up a point.
I imagine that the same again would be Craig Levine's plan. He'd obviously be delighted for 3 points, but I think 1 point would be enough for him tonight.
That's poor distribution from Gary Kenneth. Dundee United don't want to do that. That will play into Celtic's hands. And he was fortunate to get away with a bad pass. He's off. Aidan McGeady cutting inside, having a look at what's on. And the crossfield pass ain't bad for Nakamura, with Hinkle racing up on the outside. Andreas Hinkle can create something here. Scott McDonald had the sting taken out of his shots as he looked for goal number 26 of a prolific season.
That was ominous for Dundee United, the amount of space that Hinkle got in the overlap there. If he could have delivered, Plenty of Celtic shirts in the box. He's obviously getting the shout here. Nakamura delivers it on time. Hinkle, he gets it back, but by that point Scott McDonald was closed down.
Samaras with the layoff to Nakamura. Hinkle, along with Samaras, another of the January window signings. Barry Robson, of course, another of them. He's been kept in reserve meantime. That's well won, well read by Wilkie. Dundee United looking to create their first chance of the match. Prince Buaben for Danny Granger. Sets it up for De Vries. Good knock down to O'Brien. An awkward bouncing ball. He couldn't get a grip of it. And now it's Celtic countering. Firstly with McGeady, then McDonald. And Nakamura gets it wide. On the right foot, in behind Granger. Lovely ball in. And an opportunity at the back post for Giorgio Samaras.
Well, it's difficult to explain how genuinely brilliant this man is. You just see that he hasn't got the pace to go by, but it's just a little bit of trickery. That's all it takes, a little step over. And it's just brilliant because, as I say, there's no pace in his legs, but he buys that yard for himself and he gets a great ball in for Samaras. Just a little bit overhit though.
What's that theory about forcing Nakamura onto his right foot again? That wasn't a bad delivery at all, and Samaras, who's taken a knock there, was almost in for his fourth goal in the hoops.
Well, it must be a real worry for United. You see he just comes across him there, yeah, he catches him, I think somewhere up around knee, maybe thigh, but I think the worrying thing for United is definitely that Nakamura and McGeady look very hungry tonight.
Lovely pass from Nakamura. And Hinkle stopped by the backtracking Conway. Craig Conway has had an injury-interrupted season, but he's definitely a talent for the future for the Tannadice team. Everyone back inside or around the area from a United point of view. The short corner, Nakamura squaring it, but he didn't see Jim O'Brien. And now racing away for United, Craig Conway. Lots of pace, not much support for him though at the moment. And the green and white shirts swarming around him. Danger over.
Yeah, that was a good driving run, nevertheless. As soon as he got on the ball, he knew he had to make up yardage. He got himself into the left channel, but as you see, Scott Brown it was, who eventually closed him down.
United hoping they can claim European football next season. Danny Granger's long throw. Gary Kenneth there with a flick, and the free kick goes against him for a little bit of jostling, according to Mike McCarry, while the ball was in the air.
I think both of his hands are up here. You can just see maybe just gets a slight touch on Brown, but not much.
Certainly the referee couldn't have been much closer to make the decision. O'Brien dwelling too long on the ball, and he had a tug at the shirt of Lee Naylor, and it's a Celtic free kick.
And that's the problem when you're a winger and you play against a progressive full-back. You know that he wants to go forward as well, and you have to backtrack.
Aidan McGeady with the ball at his feet. Snow available, now Hinkle. Granger trying to get tight to Nakamura. Good movement from Scott Brown at the edge of the area, looking for the free kick. McCarry says you can carry on looking. Kenneth to Prince Buaben. Drifting out from his central midfield berth, here's Conway. And Mark Kerr. Look at the pressure from Celtic. Wilkie with a bit more time. Kovacevic settling to his game and looks keen to get forward as well. The pass fails to find him. It's been a disappointing start for Jim O'Brien. player who learnt the ropes, of course, here at Celtic, looking to make an impact at Dundee United, having impressed on loan at Dunfermline previously.
Yeah, he just looks off the pace slightly, saying that it is against McGeady and Naylor.
That's McGeady, that's Brown, and that's too long.
Yeah, it's a good run, lovely ball, again played in by McGeady. Brown takes it in his stride, and McDonald's at the front post area, screaming for it. The delivery didn't match the run.
Craig Levein watching from the stand, and his chairman just two along from him, Eddie Thompson, battling serious illness. And how you'd love to see his team win silverware at the weekend, Eddie Thompson. Must have been a dilemma for Craig Levein about team selection tonight, because they want third place in the league. They'd also love to get their hands on that CIS Cup.
Craig Levein did talk about big match atmosphere that you get here at Celtic Park that will help going into the cup final. It just keeps his players on their toes, playing up against a team that's second in the league. It's a real task for them tonight, but they're certainly up for it so far.
There was a nudge by Kerr on Samaras. United looking to keep Celtic at bay, looking to gather some confidence, but that means they need to keep this man quiet. Aidan McGeady. Not his best delivery, cleared by Lee Wilkie. And Jan de Vries trying to look innocent there, but found guilty.
He just comes across McManus with the arm out, and you can see just pushes him out of the way.
Now de Vries on the move, not likely to run away from anyone, and he's handed that on a plate to Scott Brown, and that will have his manager sitting in the stand furious. Celtic don't need any help. Hinkle looking to play in McDonald, not quite.
The problem for de Vries is that when he gets the ball, he doesn't want players running past him. He wants to lay the ball off behind him and hold the ball up, so it's up to the midfield to just stay that 5 or 10 yards behind and give him support.
Granger, good pass. Bourben. Well, he showed too much of it to Gary Caldwell. Possession lost. Hinkle for Samaras, another foul against Gary Kenneth. He's totting them up in this first half already. McGeady seeing plenty of the ball in the last few minutes. Dundee United teaming up. O'Brien helping out Kovacevic to try to stem the threat of McGeady. He's not finished yet though. De Vries, it's just not sticking for Dundee United up top.
That is a problem at Celtic Park. You can't make it stick. The home side will just keep coming at you, and they're doing it now. Centrally, they're getting the ball wide, they're getting it to Nakamura, they're getting it to McGeady. You see there Scott McDonald coming back in, trying to hold it up. There's plenty of options there for the home side.
Lee Wilkie throwing his weight around, and Scott McDonald won the free kick.
Yeah, McDonald's not frightened to come back with a big defender in touch and distance and try and hold the ball up.
Celtic looking for a breakthrough. Brown spinning away from Robertson. Snow to Naylor. And McGeady right on the touchline. And that's well won by Michael Kovacevic. He'll have enjoyed that moment. Another foul against Mark de Vries. Caldwell for Hinkle. Nakamura for Scott McDonald, looking to find a little bit of room.
You can see there, Rob, that United are doing a great job of shielding that central area, pushing everything wide.
it away from Kovacevic, but didn't get the cross beyond Lee Wilkie.
That's why it's so difficult to defend against Celtic, because when you do push them wide, it's probably two of their best players out there.
Naylor. Good movement from Brown. McGeady's cross. And he had to deal with it, Gary Kenneth.
It's a great cross, it's teasing. The goalkeeper didn't want to come for it. Kenneth knows someone will be getting on the end of it if he doesn't do that. And the Celtic players should be the ones desperate to get on the end of it.
Steve McManus and Gary Caldwell both forward for this. The left foot of Shunsuke Nakamura delivers. Mark de Vries got his head to it. But the ball still in Celtic's possession. Snow in, skimming off the head of Kerr. Good touch from Jim O'Brien. Maybe beginning to warm to the task now. Good pass out wide for Conway. And offside, that's frustrating for United, but it was certainly better play from O'Brien.
It was, but I think he was just a yard off there.
Gordon Strachan will be very much aware that tension and frustration might begin to enter the fray if Celtic don't get a goal reasonably early in the first half.
Yeah, I think you're right, Rob. That's the problem for Celtic. It has been one-way stuff so far in this match, but as yet they haven't had an 100% scoring chance. They haven't got in behind really, and that's what will worry Gordon Strachan. He will know that the longer it goes on, they don't score, the pressure mounts a little bit, and at the same time Dundee United growing confidence.
And Lucas Zaluska hasn't had a serious save to make so far, although he has watched one glance the outside of his post. But United will be encouraged that 20 minutes have gone and the scoreline is still blank.
Mark de Vries just should not react there. The referee's already blown for a free kick. He was frustrated by the niggling of Scott Brown. The referee blows here, but it's this reaction. No need for it.
And I didn't get the feeling that Scott Brown really wanted to kiss and make up there. What can United make of this? Jim O'Brien against Naylor and McGeady. Almost through, and United have won a corner there first.
That's good stuff from O'Brien. He's faced with two defenders, but still he thought, well, I'm in this position anyway, I've got to have a go at it. And out of that, because he keeps going here, he thinks to nip through between the two of them, he gets the corner out of it. Important stuff.
And the United don't have Darren Dodds on the pitch from the start. They did have Wilkie and Kenneth, and de Vries of course. And Celtic haven't really dealt with that. And the shot from the edge of the area from Granger deflected behind, same again, another corner.
And that's why the O'Brien move earlier is important, because they're up this end of the park, anything can happen. Now get the ball in the box, it falls to Granger, it's a good strike, but just blocked.
You can just sense Dundee United beginning to get some encouragement here. But they've taken the heat right off Celtic with that.
It was important that United do find themselves up this side of the field, just to give their midfield a little bit of a rest in their back four.
Levine will be happy with the way things are developing. I think the opposite could probably be said of Gordon Strachan at this stage, but a goal would make an awful lot of difference. And Celtic go searching again with Samaras and Brown. United doing a good job at frustrating at the moment. Long from Naylor. McGeady drifting away from Kovacevic, but the Young right back has done pretty well so far. He plays central defence a lot of the time. His last club was in Slovenia, but happy to slot in at right back tonight for his debut.
I'm not surprised he can play centre half. He's a very big lad, looks very athletic as well.
McGeady. Is this the time? It's a mistake by Granger. Nakamura looking to punish him. Not with that delivery. United are relieved because that was an error by Granger which could have set something up for Celtic.
These are great balls in from McGeady, asking questions of the United back line. And again, it's Nakamura twisting and turning. He gets a little flick on there. I think Scott McDonald should be going across Zaluska there, trying to get a little flick at the near post. He was stationary.
It's Celtic's 43rd game tonight of a very busy season. Their Champions League campaign is now complete, but they want to chase silverware and the biggest prize available in Scottish football. They've had it for the last 2 years. They'd love to complete an SPL hat-trick, but at the moment they're playing Championship catch-up, and they can reduce the gap at the top to a single point with victory here. Dundee United will think otherwise. And if they can get something here tonight, Dundee United, with a depleted team, that will give them no shortage of confidence as they look forward to Hampden on Sunday.
Yeah, Dundee United are also looking for silverware, but it's the SPL first, and they haven't won in the last 6 games. It's getting to that nitty-gritty stage of the season. It's not just them that are stuttering a little bit, it's also Motherwell. I think they need to try and catch up a little bit with Motherwell and get that 3rd place.
Samaras against Kenneth. The Greek striker trying to find some room, but Danny Granger dives in to help out. Just about 25 minutes gone at Celtic Park, still goalless. Nakamura the closest to breaking the deadlock so far. Andreas Hinkel, ex of Sevilla, German international. Van der Snow wanting more first team action. Did well, under pressure, got his pass away to Lee Naylor. Can he find the delivery? It skims through to Hinkel, and he's shut down quickly by Granger. It's a corner kick, but the repercussions there could have been more serious for United.
I just think at this point, when the ball comes across from Naylor, you see here, Hinkel can't hit this first time. He's not got the confidence yet to take it. Eventually tries to get the cross in. Well defended by Granger.
Dundee United will see set pieces as a real threat. Nakamura fires it in at the near post, and there you saw the danger with Hinkel at the near post flicking this on, and Lucas Zaluska had to be on his toes to touch it around. 1 goal so far for Hinkel, it was nearly 2. Nakamura's delivery again. Jim O'Brien has it for United, now wants support. Prince Buaben arrives. That's a good touch from David Robertson. And this looks encouraging, this looks promising for United. With Conway trying to force that into the box. Didn't find its way through, but Celtic under pressure.
Yeah, it took too long for Conway to get his head up. Buaben had made his way into the box. He was pretty free in there.
Celtic will be wary of Dundee United's ability to counter-attack at pace. Granger's throw, gets it back from Kerr. Not quite sure who he was aiming for there. He was well off target with that. Scott McDonald wins the throw. Prince Buaben is the player who slid in to deny possession to Celtic's top scorer. Snow available, as he likes to be in central midfield. Just keep the ball moving. Hinkle into the feet of Brown. It's a good challenge by Robertson, but Brown still has it. Nakamura, 1 against 2. Hinkle helps. Nakamura looking for Samaras. Wilkie heads it away. Danger not over for Dundee United. But a breakdown in communication and a blatant push by Craig Conway, and he will hope that Celtic don't score from the free kicks, because this was so avoidable.
It all comes from that initial pass in to Scott Brown at the edge of the box. So eager to get up there next to the strikers, Brown. It now gives Nakamura a fantastic chance on that left peg to give this some pace. This is a difficult time for the United defence.
United will be wary of this. In from Nakamura, the flashing near post header from Stephen McManus doesn't hit the target, but the idea was good.
Yeah, it was. McManus getting across the United back line. He can't get it down though, and he is a good finisher, we know that. He gets himself into good positions in the box.
Gregor Shamatulski was outstanding in the first half of the season for Dundee United. It's his fellow Pole, Lukas Aluska, who's between the sticks now, having been injured right from the start of his career at Tannadice. Kenneth under pressure, lucky to get a second bite. This time picks out Prince Buaben. David Robertson unsure with the header, and Celtic have it back. Caldwell and McManus, settled central defensive pairing in recent weeks. Naylor for Samaras, peeling out wide. Plods it through to Brown. Scott McDonald. Kenneth tries to stay close, but it's McDonald who goes close, and for the second time in the match, Celtic strike the outside of the post.
That's good work from Samaras early on, but just look at the way that McDonald's trying to shield it. He's just waiting for that touch to just come out from his feet, and then he's going to strike it. He'd like to go across Zaluska, but the angle was narrow for him. But good striking play. Difficult for a defender like Kenneth to do anything in that occasion.
Looking almost certain, Scott McDonald, if he stays injury free, to burst through the 30-goal barrier. But frustrated there, as he looks for number 26.
It was the first time that Celtic managed to get through the middle of United as well.
Crossfield from Nakamura, but he doesn't find McGeady. And the minutes are ticking very nicely for Dundee United, past the half-hour mark. And Zaluska has not been beaten so far.
In some ways it's a perfect dress rehearsal for Dundee United going into the cup final against Rangers. There will be times in that match where Rangers will have majority of possession, and the United midfield will have to cantilever across from left to right, just try and shield their defence. So tonight's not a bad way to go about that.
Just looking up cantilever, and United getting more and more encouraged with each passing moment here at Celtic Park.
Well, the real worry for United is they haven't managed to get the ball into De Vries yet, and when they have, it hasn't stuck. That will be something in the cup final they'll have to work on.
Kerr holding off Snow, picking out De Vries, strong enough to hold off McManus, looking for a free kick. His pleas are waved away by Mike McCurry, and Mark De Vries really has to do better than that. A player that Craig Levein knows well, formerly with Hearts of course, and played down at Leicester under Levein's management. Kerr, as United look to exert a little bit more control, but that's careless. McDonald lays it off to McGeady. Even McGeady into top gear. Wilkie on the end of his cutback.
Wilkie's been very important so far, always seems to be in the right place. McGeady going down that left side as usual, but Wilkie covers well.
Lee Naylor. McGeady, that's brilliant. Kovacevic completely taken out of the game, but what he can't find is the final ball, Aiden McGeady.
What an avenue this is though for Celtic. Kovacevic really struggling now. The more that McGeady gets the ball, the more difficult it is.
Celtic upping the tempo. McGeady for Samaras, straight at Zaluska.
We know he is capable of doing this. Samaras taking things first time. He has a great strike on him left and right.
Kenneth on a good header. Left by Robertson for De Vries. And Scott Brown said, I'll have that.
I think for Celtic it's the relationship between Samaras and McDonald they have to work on. At times they're very separate. Should be a little bit closer, try and work on that relationship and build up an understanding. As yet, it hasn't really clicked.
Caldwell lumping it down the line. Kenneth had to play it though. Samaras loitering with intent. Brown's back heel off Conway and out. Celtic would love to strike before half time. Not much more than 10 minutes to go. Brown did so well. Great ball in, punched away by Zaluska. Brown tries again. Good control from McGeady and a good challenge from Kovacevic. He's been left for dead a couple of times, and he has got a bit of spirit about him. And you can see that of Jim O'Brien as well. Good play, quickly taken free kick. Prince Bourban racing away. Where are the reinforcements? They've done well to keep it, United. In from O'Brien, De Vries with the layoff, offside. That's what David Robertson looks to feed off, the little knockdowns from De Vries. Got the flag up against him.
Yeah, you can see he just strayed there. Been really impressed with Bourban tonight. Great player in that central area, very, very strong. Bourban, he gets himself forward, he pops up left, right, he knows how to sit as well and just protect his defence. He's such a young player as well. What a find that is for Craig Levein.
What United will want to do now is get this scoreline to half-time. They don't want to concede in the closing stages of the first half, having done so well so far. Well, there could be trouble for them here as Scott Brown moves in. But it's tidied up by the impressive Bourban, the youngster who came through the Ajax system. And he sparked a counter-attack for United with David Robertson. Did well to keep it. O'Brien to De Vries. Mark De Vries on the left foot, too high. But they have improved gradually right through this first half.
Yeah, and you can see the rhythm of the game now, can't you? Celtic in possession the majority of the time, but when United get it, they break quickly, they try and get into the big striker, Mark De Vries. I'm sure that has been Craig Levein's game plan tonight. He knows they're not going to have the ball for the majority, but when they do get it, they have to be dynamic and get themselves forward quickly.
Danny Granger with the up and under. Samaras waiting. Conway's header and Caldwell. Kerr. Robertson. Good play from Jim O'Brien. Robertson to Kovacevic. The young overlapping defender, I think, needs a bit of help. And it's slow in arriving. Kovacevic still gets it in. What a chance for Dundee United. The debutant at right back picked out Craig Conway, and what a chance to put United one up.
I think they left him because they know he's strong and he can do this. It's a great ball in, and what a miss that is. He gets a great ball, it's coming back, it's very difficult to defend against. And how on earth does Conway not get that one down? What a time to score as well. 7-8 minutes from half-time. I think Gordon Strachan is mighty relieved.
Mark de Vries had his head in his hands, because had that fallen his way, you would imagine it would have been 1-0 Dundee United. He seemed to get under the header, Conway.
Yeah, it was textbook stuff initially. He gets himself in from that left side that he's playing, right into the box. You couldn't have expected the type of cross that Kovacevic managed to get in the end. What a chance that was, though. You don't get many at Celtic Park.
Celtic have twice hit the outside of the post in this match, but that was a glorious opportunity for Dundee United to get themselves in front. Good play again from de Vries. Robertson allowed to turn, lots of time. If he'd picked out de Vries, that was another chance for United. Kerr to O'Brien. The diving header away from McManus. United still have it. It's a great spell for them. Granger aiming at de Vries. There's Robertson, flicks it on to Conway. Craig Conway's cross, and Artur Boruc's off his line to grab it. And an offside flag against Samaras.
There's a shaky spell there for Celtic. And defensively, it wasn't great. Caldwell was slack for a minute, and that's coming from a team with the best defence in the SPL. Only 3 goals conceded here at Celtic Park. But then United were able to put them under pressure.
And you can just sense a little nervousness creeping in, not just for the Celtic players, but for the Celtic supporters as well. They've dominated most of the first half, Celtic, but now here come Dundee United, sensing an opportunity, and they've a corner.
You've got to say, with Dylan Dodds, Flood, Daly, Hunt and Swanson on the bench tonight for United, it's a pretty strong squad. And to come here and put in this display in the first half against Celtic, it's impressive stuff.
Clearly Dundee United with no great respect for reputation. They want to do some damage here, and just before half-time they're threatening to do so. Conway's corner, headed away only as far as Prince Buaben. That was O'Brien, and he gets it back, and that's untidy. It's sloppy from Celtic.
It is a little bit sloppy, isn't it? I think they've got it clear, they haven't. O'Brien gets this one back from Hinkle. Thinks, well, why not have a go? But Celtic do have to try and step up a gear again. They gave everything for the first 30 minutes or so, didn't make the breakthrough. And as we said earlier, that did give United a little bit of confidence to stick with it.
There was a point in the first half where you thought Dundee United were just happy to keep the stalemate, but in the last 5 minutes or so they've begun to have serious thoughts about getting themselves ahead in the game.
How often have we seen this season from Celtic? They try to break teams down. We're trying to stop them from breaking them down, and that's why so often it takes Celtic right to the very end, when the opposition have tired slightly before they get that goal.
I think we're beginning to see why Craig Levein has signed this young man on a 3-year contract. He's possibly running into trouble there, but he is an enterprising player, bags of ability, just turned 20. Having turned up at Tannadice in January for a trial, Craig Levein was impressed. Granger stopped by Hinkle. Nakamura, Snow, Brown, slick stuff. Scott McDonald showed too much of it to Gary Kenneth. He's off. Well, it was a wild lunge from Kenneth. He claims he got the ball. He also got a fair chunk of Evander Snow.
Yeah, I think he does get a little bit of both. There is the lunge part of it that the referee doesn't like. Interesting to see Scott McDonald picking the ball up Oh, it's obviously for something he said. That was silly. Getting the yellow card there.
Maybe something he said, or maybe just a tot-up with fouls, because he had a few early on, Gary Kenneth. And that's a yellow card against his name now. And he'll be making one or two more challenges before we're finished. So that puts him in a dangerous position.
It was interesting, that last attack, how deep Scott McDonald had dropped off to try and get on the ball. He's looking frustrated.
Into the 44th minute at Celtic Park. Michael Kovacevic clears. Evander Snow heads it back. That was Mark Kerr. Celtic fans hoping for another flash of magic from McGeady. He doesn't generally disappoint. Andreas Hinkle taken out as he looked for the return pass from Nakamura. That's a free kick, and Celtic in a hurry. Nakamura against Granger on the right foot into the near post. A miscue from Kenneth. Fortunate for him that Prince Boulaben was at the edge of the box to retrieve it. Up for De Vries. Needs games, and his lack of sharpness does show at times, De Vries. But he certainly has presence up front for them, that's for sure. Doesn't look as if there's going to be any added time in this first half, which makes us in the last minute. Naylor sliding it round for Scott McDonald, and that's a good challenge, well timed by Lee Wilkie. It had to be. He got it absolutely right. He's had a good first half for United, and that's late by Georgios Samaras on Craig Conway.
Oh, it's his first. If it hadn't been, it's a straight yellow, that one. Nowhere near the ball, Samaras. You're going back to what you said, Rob, yes. Definitely Wilkie, Boulaben have held the visitors together in large chunks of this first half, but saying that, they've also given some good attacking play to see. I'm pretty sure Craig Levein will be happy at half time.
.45 minutes played, still to come. This free kick from Danny Granger. Up goes Mark De Vries. Did well to win the header against Gary Caldwell, but under enough pressure that he couldn't direct it on goal. First half almost over. Frustration showing on the faces of Scott McDonald and Georgios Samaras there.
Okay, stand by, coming up in a few moments.
McDonald has struck the outside of the post for Celtic. Shinsuke Nakamura has gone that close as well. In many ways, the best opportunity of the match was for Dundee United. A 6-yard box header for Craig Conway, which he put over the top. Otherwise, Celtic could have found themselves one down. Goalless at half-time.
Keep up.
The Bay Hills Club and Lodge hosts an all-star field for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Continues tonight at 7 on Setanta Golf.
Chances are you're not doing a lot at the moment, sitting watching me. Instead, you could be, I don't know, saving the life of someone you love. 1 in 3 smoke alarms doesn't have a working battery. So let's see. Who's going to be trapped in the house while it burns? Your brother? Your mother? You? Maybe you should test yours now. Go on. Pull your finger out.
It's not that easy being green.
Climate change is real.
Having to spend each day the color of a
Our problems are man-made, therefore they can be solved by man.
By 2020, EDF Energy aim to reduce the intensity of CO2 emissions from their electricity production by 60%.
Oh, that's the idea. Making good use of bad rubbish.
It's beautiful, and I think it's what I want to be.
EDF Energy. If we save today, we can save tomorrow.
More is making you feel valued. That's why we now welcome all our new car insurance customers with 1 month's free insurance in the first year, and then 2 months free insurance in the second year, and every year after that unless you claim. And that means lots more happy drivers. More than. We do more.
Live football this weekend kicks off tonight in Germany with Schalke v Duisburg. Saturday and Celtic face a tough test at Motherwell. In England, Arsenal take on Borough of the Emirates and a bottom v top clash in Portugal. Sunday, the Dutch league leaders travel to Roda JC. It's Burton v Weymouth in the Blue Square Premier, and Lens play Marseille in the French League One. Then Monday night, Birmingham entertain Keegan's Newcastle. That's all live this weekend on Setanta Sports.
Keep up.
Tense, nervous, the Celtic supporters are, and they will become increasingly so if their team fail to find a breakthrough here against stubborn Dundee United resistance so far. Every game in the SPL has to be must-win for the defending champions, operating 4 points behind leaders Rangers at the moment, looking to get that back to a single point by the time they're finished here. But they've struggled to work Lucas Zaluska in the first half, despite hitting the outside of the post a couple of times. And United have been able to create one or two near things themselves, and Craig Conway will be agonising over the header he missed in the first half. And Craig Levein down from the stand to the touchline, and well, his touch hasn't left him as he struggled to get that under control.
Yeah, I think he'll have said to his players at half-time though, it's all about concentration levels. It's all very well doing it for 45, but we all know Celtic has to be 90, maybe even a little bit more. So far so good for United. Celtic just have to find that little edge, a little bit of difference, just to get in behind United a little bit more.
No changes in personnel at half-time. Georgios Samaras has been pretty ineffective so far, but he will get presumably the next 10 or 15 minutes to try to get something going up front with Scott McDonald. But all the time the large shadow of Jan Vennegood of Hesselink is hanging over him. He's on the bench tonight, and lots of attacking options for Gordon Strachan there, with Hartley and Robson, Donati and Riordan all available. Nakamura on the ball, bursting through Scott Brown. Here comes Hinkle, and there went Hinkle as he failed to grab the chance to ask some questions of Dundee United.
Yeah, I think at this stage though, he's just got to try and play the ball in. He's trying to get to the byline. There's not that much room. I think he just concentrates on just dinking that one up to the back post. There's plenty of bodies in there for Gordon Strachan.
Stand by for snarling in that technical area from Gordon Strachan. If the scoreline stays the same for too much longer, he will want this game put to bed as early as possible.
Going back to Samaras, Rob, we've watched him come on in games and make a real impact, but when I've seen him start a match, he can sometimes look a little bit lacklustre, disinterested. It's McGeady again trying to go past Boabin, but he catches him.
Celtic want to move up a gear here. Samaras with the challenge on Danny Granger, which the former Gretna left back didn't like, and Samaras has won first half lunge against his name already. But Celtic give it away cheaply there. Prince Boabin can't keep it this time, and that's something he's done pretty well in the match so far. Hinkle opens things out, but Maris and Naylor over the top of Kovacevic, plucked out of the air by McGeady. but he showed too much of that to the right back. He's won a free kick.
I'm not so sure about this one. I think Kovacevic just knows exactly where McGeady's going this time.
Just put his body in the way, didn't he?
The referee got that one wrong, and this is a good position for Celtic and for Nakamura.
Celtic might just feel a little fortunate to get the decision here, but they won't mind at all if it results in a goal. Nakamura swinging in. Caldwell back for Snow. It's high, it's hanging for McManus, but it's headed away by the imposing figure of Kovacevic. Brilliant from McGeady. We've seen that one before. Nakamura's cross, inviting, flicked away by Lee Wilkie, getting his touch right again in central defence for United as Celtic look to up the pressure, up the ante. Samaras, Brown, McDonald, Nakamura. Maybe a little bit over elaborate from Celtic. No shot on goal, and racing away Craig Conway, and that's a free kick as well.
Just too many players in there, Rob. Scott McDonald chasing back, but just before that, Hinkle's up there in his way, and I think that McDonald didn't appreciate that. Yet again, as so often this season, it's McGeady that has to try and spark Celtic into life. There's that double drag back again that opened things up.
Kovacevic growing in confidence, and good timing from me.
As ever.
What about this?
This is what we saw at Pataudry a few weeks back. On that occasion, he delivered the cross afterwards. This time it was Nakamura. He put the cross in. It was a good one. But that's the kind of ball that I would expect a Jan Vennegroff Hesselink to be on the end of. There were plenty of crosses in the first half that were begging for the big Dutchman. He hasn't come on yet, but I don't think it'll be long.
Samaras' favourite to be replaced, you would think. But if he can find the back of the net, that decision might be changed. Naylor wanting options. One of them, Scott McDonald, making himself available. And Lee Wilkie doesn't fancy that free kick award one little bit.
Oh, there's nothing in that. I think Wilkie is a big, strong lad. And Scott McDonald plays for it, and that's what's upset the defender.
And it wasn't the original collision from which McDonald hit the deck there.
And that's the second one in the space of 2 minutes. But Celtic have got over on this left-hand side, and it's another chance for Nakamura on that left foot to whip one in a little bit closer this time.
So a couple of dubious free kick awards from Mike McCurry. And Dundee United have to be on full concentration here as Celtic look to hit the front. 7 minutes after the interval. Nakamura's delivery, the near post header from Scott Brown, and it flies harmlessly wide.
Well, we had one in the first half. It was McManus that got on the end of it. This time it's Brown, and because Nakamura is that bit closer, he can't get it up and down as quickly, so he just plays it flat to the front post area, and it just needs a glance. It's unlucky from Brown.
He's loving the way his team are warming to the task here. A much changed side from the one that took 3 goals past Gretna last week. And Craig Levein would love to be asked lots of questions about team selection for Hampden on Sunday. He'll have his idea about who should start that match, but there are others here who are lining themselves up as well.
A wee collision there between McManus and Robertson. Goes down, you can see it here. McManus over the top. Robertson gets the knock on the head, and McManus, I think it's the way he lands, you can see there, grabs his right knee. Maybe it was just a dunt that he got from going in the back of Robertson.
Yeah, it was his knee on the back of Robertson's head, and both those items of the anatomy affected. Celtic will hope their skipper can continue And David Robertson plays that intriguing role for Dundee United, just off the front. He scored 6 times this season. He is a threat. And McManus still hobbling around, hoping to run off that knee knock. Darren O'Dea is on the bench for Celtic. He would be the obvious replacement, but McManus won't want to give way.
No, I don't see that keeping him out of this match. McManus already back on the park now.
And David Robertson is on as well. Left by Buaben, Samaras, Brown, and then McGeady. Time for Naylor to play in the cross ahead of Kenneth. Now Kerr for Robertson, lofted forward for Conway. Good recovery from Hinkle, the German international right back.
I think if Celtic are going to make the breakthrough, it'll come through slicker, quicker passing. At times it looks a little bit laboured, and United are quite happy with that. They'll allow Celtic to play the ball, just not in the dangerous areas, and they are slowing them down.
Mark Kerr guilty of giving it away for Dundee United, but Celtic unable to unlock the defence with a breakdown in communication between Brown and Samaras. Comes Buaben under pressure from Snow. Wilkie feinted to play the ball back. Gary Kenneth does return it to Zaluska. Well, he's got lots of confidence in Kovacevic. Naylor winning it for Celtic. Now Samaras allowed to turn, and he's won himself a free kick.
Well, this is where Samaras is dangerous. He drops off and he turns and he goes at the defence. He's able to go past players that time. Buaben gets in the way.
Lee Wilkie had words and also kicked the ball away after that free kick was awarded by Mike McCurry, and that is a yellow card for the United skipper.
I think he's more frustrated at the previous 2 free kicks that the referee gave, which he didn't believe were free kicks, and put the defence under some pressure, as this will.
We're in the 12th minute of the second half. Celtic eager for a breakthrough. Master craftsman over the set piece. Nakamura, and so close to getting that breakthrough.
Oh, I thought that was in. Unbelievable. You think maybe he might go for the cross, but no chance. This is dipping. It's almost there. You're talking about a foot or so. Great effort. And Zaluska, he wasn't sure, was he?
He wasn't going to get there. That dipped a little bit quicker for Nakamura. That was 1-0. And how much did that ball move in the air? Brilliant effort. But it's still 0-0. Nakamura again. Good touch from Samaras. Control, turn. But not the pass from McDonald. Doesn't find its way through. It was ambitious. Kovacevic. Right down the throat of Naylor. McGeady. First time for Snow. But United working hard at closing down, keeping up the frustration for Celtic.
And that's why the Celtic passing has to be slicker, has to be quicker. Or United will get there, they'll get a foot in. But Celtic, they won't try and tamper with things, they won't change the formation any, they won't try and tinker with it, they'll keep playing away, we know that.
Danny Granger for David Robertson. Flicks it on for Jim O'Brien, needs a good ball in. And that was into that area of uncertainty between McManus and Boris. And Steve McManus is hurt again. He really is feeling that knee, and his match might be over.
Yeah, he's got a dead leg just above the knee. You can see after he clears it there, definitely in trouble.
The corner from Conway. Off the head of Snow, dangerous for Celtic! And David Robertson was homing in as McManus nodded it behind.
Oh, I'd like to say that McManus was sharp, but he actually limped to this one. He got there. He had to be there.
These are worrying moments for Celtic, but the worry is over for the moment, at least. Free kick given against Gary Kenneth. But Craig Levein well satisfied alongside Peter Houston with the performance of his troops so far tonight. Coming up to the hour mark, still goalless.
Yeah, they're doing well. Doing what you have to do at Celtic Park, where Ibrox are working very, very hard. That's what you have to do initially. Also incredibly organised, and then when they get the ball, a little bit of ambition there.
Robertson looking to keep it with Boaban. And here's Granger. Nice touch from O'Brien. Just out though.
There's Boaban up in the left wing area, trying to support O'Brien there.
I think Celtic are going to make a couple of changes shortly. We've passed the hour mark, it's still not happened. Zaluska still hasn't had a serious save to make, although Celtic have been close 2 or 3 times. But Gordon Strachan is going to shuffle the pack shortly, because Celtic need all 3 points here. Samaras bursting through, trying to get beyond the United defence to the free kick.
Well, I think that Wilkie is fortunate the referee allows that to go on, because it's a deliberate handball from Lee Wilkie and he's already been booked. He's on a knife edge, the big central defender. You can see here, his hand goes up, he does get a touch on it. But luckily for him, the referee allows Samaras to go forward.
And were United to lose their skipper, well, that would really tip the balance in Celtic's favour. Another set piece. Nakamura drifts it in, but it's too close to Zaluska. No takers for Celtic. No danger to Dundee United. Snow beyond Brown. Here comes the double switch. It's going to be Snow and Samaras who will give way. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink enters the fray. And so does Barry Robson.
I don't think Samaras has done enough tonight. I think Van der Snow played well in that central area. He did a job that Samaras should expect more from. And I just think if Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink had been on from the start of the match, he'd have had a goal by now, because there has been some great balls played in from either side in wide areas. And of course Robson will give that little bit more craft in the central area now, and he can deliver across, and we know he can also score.
Celtic reverting to a strike pairing which has produced 40 goals this season. 25 for McDonald, 15 for Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink. McGeady shot sliced wide. He hangs his head in disappointment.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but it is raining heavily here now at Celtic Park, and he just slices through that one. As you can see, Gordon Strachan just saying, calm it down. I think he saw McGeady going for that one a little bit earlier than maybe he had to. He just wants his players to stay composed.
Free kick given against the challenge on Robson. So it's now Robson and Brown in central midfield for Celtic. They've taken off the holding midfielder in Snow. Here's Nakamura. Gets his pass away to Robson. Almost caught out by O'Brien. United piling in a big effort here. And that's well won. by Jim O'Brien. That's good work, and it's applauded by his manager down in the technical area.
He has chased back well tonight, but Craig Levein knows he has to have that from his wide players. They can't just stay up the park, they have to tuck back in. And on both sides they've done that through Conway and O'Brien.
McDonald's, Nakamura, that's great vision to pick out McGeady. He's away from Kovacevic, and he slips at the crucial moment, Aidan McGeady. That's unfortunate for him. Kept in possession, now Prince Buapen, strong enough to hold off Scott Brown.
Yeah, he's not easy to get the ball off of, Buapen.
That's given away by United. They all feel that was cheap. Scott Brown got the ball caught under his feet. He reckoned he was fouled. Mike McCurry didn't see it that way. Nearly 20 minutes of the second half have gone. Plenty of time to get a goal. United have shown a lot of grit and determination so far to keep up their hopes of getting something from this game, and of course boosting their chances of at the end of the season a third place finish and guaranteed European football next season. A total transformation in Dundee United under Craig Levein, and the frustration is written all over the face of Scott McDonald at the moment. McGeady, good work again from Kovacevic, putting his body in the right place. Kerr gets his pass away. An uncertain touch from Wilkie, but he has been a real powerhouse for Dundee United. Some would say fortunate still to be on the pitch after a handball following his yellow card. United need him there, and they really are crunching into these challenges, winning good ball. Granger continuing his forward run, and he was fouled.
Great play down the left-hand side, equally tenacious as we expect from Scott Brown. But win, lose or draw, I'm sure that Craig Levein will be proud of his troops here tonight. They've done exactly to this point anyway what he wanted, and maybe even a little bit more.
Wilkie and Kenneth both up for this. De Vries is there, a menacing figure as well. Celtic looking to hold a good line on the penalty spot. Conway's delivery, Boritz with the punch. De Vries had the shot, blocked by Robson. Kenneth has stayed up. That was surely a foul on Robson by Prince Buapen.
Well, as the ball comes in here, I just thought at first sight this is a handball from Robson. He comes out to challenge De Vries, and you can see he does get something on it. He does stretch his left arm out as well, so I've seen those given.
And strangely, Dundee United didn't make much of it against the former Tannadice skipper. Here's McDonald. Offside. Words with Craig Levein from the fourth official, Ewan Norris, and Craig Levein saying to him, well, this was a handball, this should have been a penalty.
Yeah, it's a ball to hand though, but you know, when you lean out like that with your left arm towards the ball, then that's the first thing it's going to hit.
Celtic free kick. Dundee United continue to dig in, but they continue to create little opportunities for themselves as well. Hinkle played that straight to Granger. The sounds of discontent growing around the ground. Naylor fires it forward, and that's going to skid towards the byline. And Kovacevic has had some game.
Yeah, he's done very well. You're always going to get beaten once or twice in a match by McGeady, but one-on-one, he certainly coped.
Can Celtic ease those title nerves? Nakamura's corner. The header from Jan Vennegoor Hesseling, and it's turned behind for another corner kick. Kovacevic wasn't going to take any chances here.
I think this is the difference. It is Jan Vennegoor that gets himself on the end of it. Maybe one of those flicks will pay off.
Past the midway point in the second half. The left foot of Nakamura, good pace on it, good delivery, but it was Mark de Vries who was on the end of it and hit it straight back from whence it came. His cross missed by Kenneth, Wilkie didn't miss it! Zaluska spills the shot, grabs the rebound, and Dundee United survive. Brave goalkeeping.
Oh, it's a second ball that causes the problem here. He can't get away initially, it's Wilkie. Zaluska just in the right place where he needs to be. He comes back in, almost drops it right at the feet of a couple of oncoming Celtic players, but very brave in the end.
Nakamura down the line for Jan Vennegoor of Hesseling. Quickly into the middle for Scott McDonald. It's away from the little striker, away from the Dundee United goalkeeper as well. McGeady, that's inviting for Zaluska.
Yeah, not enough pace on that one. He was just hung up. You expect the goalkeeper to come and get it.
Naylor to McGeady. No need to panic, Celtic, because how many games have they won late on this season? And that's Scott McDonald off target. Well, you do expect him to be working the goalkeeper in that sort of situation.
Yeah, but just signs now that Celtic have, as far as their passing is concerned, up the tempo. And Scott Brown feeding McDonald, and it's the fact that he's leaning back slightly. He's off the ball. He's always going to rise up. He's just going through a little sticky patch right now, is McDonald.
Into the last 20 minutes. Dundee United still making life difficult for Celtic. They've done well so far, United, but they have to maintain it. The effort has been massive from them, and the last touch, says Mike McCarthy, came off Scott McDonald, and that's not a decision which has gone down too well with the home support.
Oh, but I think it does. You can see here he gets across. Well, I don't know.
I think the last touch was off Kovacevic.
Yeah, Kovacevic, it came back off McDonald and back onto Kovacevic. And just signs as well that Kovacevic is just slowing up slightly.
Maybe labouring a little bit on his debut.
And that will be good news for Celtic, and in particular for Aidan McGeady.
Ball bouncing around the midfield area. Nakamura onto it. Now Hinkle. Forward for Brown. Almost got the break of the ball, not quite. Prince Boaben and Lee Wilkie. Two big players for Dundee United here. And it's the Tannadice team breaking forward with Jim O'Brien. Mark de Vries with the back heel. Was a clever idea, and terrific work from Scott Brown back into his own penalty box to mop up the danger.
Yeah, it was clever play all round from United. The Celtic midfield and one or two defenders getting caught ahead of the ball, having to backtrack very quickly. I just thought that de Vries could have let fly himself. He went for that clever little back heel.
Kovacevic. Conway takes a tumble and gets a free kick, and Celtic reckon that's soft.
Well, Celtic themselves have had a couple of soft ones in similar areas. And I think this one's equally so. In fact, he falls down about 10, maybe even 15 seconds. Am I exaggerating after the challenge?
Yeah, you're exaggerating. Now, what can Dundee United make of this? Conway on the set piece. Gary Caldwell got his head to it. Still bobbing around the box. Back in from Prince Boaban. Goal kick.
These have been the signs for Dundee United in this match. It hasn't just been about defending. They've been forward, they've created chances.
Craig Levein will make his first change of the match. Couple of changes from Gordon Strachan already. And Willo Flood will be introduced, and he has been a terrific player for Dundee United this season. David Robertson makes way, and Flood could mean problems for Celtic.
Yeah, well, he's equally progressive going forward, Flood. I think maybe Robertson, just because of that head knock he took in the clash with McManus, he's still feeling it a little bit. Goes straight into the changing room, maybe for a little bit of ice.
Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink the target. There's Wilkie. He's been there all night. Barry Robson wants to put one over on his old team. Watch it back from Gary Caldwell. He chooses instead to play in, finally, Hinkle offside.
It all came about because McDonald got in the way of the pass. Caldwell fed it through deliberately to go to Hinkle by the one pass, but McDonald stopped it, and by the time he fed Hinkle, the fullback was offside.
Well, they've won 9 in a row, Celtic, in the SPL, and they will feel they must make that 10 tonight to keep on Rangers' coattails at the top of the table. And right at this moment, they're experiencing high frustration. Lee Naylor trying to do something about it. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink to Aidan McGeady. That's a tired one from McGeady, headed away by Flood. Caldwell, Hinkle. Not much pressure on the ball, but not the greatest delivery you've ever seen.
Well, when you play the ball like that, there doesn't have to be any pressure on it.
Dundee United are going to make another change. Mark De Vries is coming off. The bad news for Celtic potentially is that United's top scorer is being introduced. 15-goal Noel Hunt.
Yeah, that's no surprise. I said before the match that I thought that Craig Levein would just keep Mark De Vries ticking over. And not bad to give Hunt 15 minutes or so. Keep him sharp for the cup final. And also, because it is so tight, you just never know, he might nick something.
McGeady, lovely touch and turn. Brilliant control of the ball. Cross just too high for McDonald. Onto it, Nakamura. Hinkle. Scott McDonald has a little bit of room. He's away from Gary Kenneth. And no penalty.
Well, this is going to be interesting. McDonald finding some space in there, and I think that's a penalty. Kenneth catches him. It's a trailing leg, his right leg, not the initial one, but just there. Definite contact. The striker knows it, and that should be a penalty for Celtic.
Dundee United's argument would be that Scott McDonald ran into Gary Kenneth. He provoked the contact. He was looking for the penalty, and if it was no penalty, should not Mike McCarry have booked Scott McDonald?
That's the problem, isn't it? Consistency. Refereeing, it is frustrating. I think that tells you if he didn't book him, maybe he thought there was some contact. And for me, there definitely was.
Willo Flood, fresh legs for Dundee United. And quick feet as well. Down the line for his fellow sub, Noel Hunt, still warming up. Trying to adjust to the pace. Barry Robson's pass almost released Scott McDonald. Dundee United very kindly handed it back. Nakamura with Granger breathing down his neck. out of Conway. Celtic looking to turn up the tempo in these closing stages. They need a goal, and they need it badly. And United at the back will have to stay switched on as Celtic throw everything at them. And if they can hold it up front like that, it helps. That's casual from Granger. One step forward and two back for Celtic.
And that's been the story of the match. Just missing things, hitting the post, crosses just that little bit too far, passes like that, just not finding their target. Just hasn't clicked for Celtic this evening, but you have to give credit to United for that. They've worked so hard, particularly in that midfield area. And Gordon Strachan still saying to stay composed. He knows that his team can score late on in matches.
It's all about staying on the title trail for Celtic. Plenty of football still to be played before the championship is decided. But Celtic want something here, and Jim O'Brien threatening to do them some damage there. Good use of the ball from Naylor. McGeady trying to make things happen. Nakamura. Lots of support arriving, but shows too much of it to Danny Granger. And Granger did so well. Celtic have it back. Robson knows the opposition well. McGeady against Kovacevic. Back onto the right foot. Beyond Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, headed away by Granger. Brown prods it on. Naylor. McGeady again. Early ball from Naylor. Awkward. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink had a swing at it. It's still in from Nakamura. Fires it to the near post. It goes behind off Vennegoor of Hesselink. Another chance gone for Celtic.
Well, the Dutchman knows not too much about this. The first one he should have got something on, then he makes the run to the front post area where Nakamura smashes it to. He's got the best of balls in from Naylor. Robson misses it, and then Vennegoor of Hesselink should do better. He doesn't know much about that one.
Not much more than 9 minutes left of regulation time at Celtic Park. And the current scoreline does not win the approval of the home support. It's still 0-0. Andreas Hinkle, Scott McDonald, Scott Brown comes up against the rock-like figure of Prince Boaben. No way through. Caldwell to McManus. Back to front. Scott McDonald, Shunsuke Nakamura. Aidan McGeady is bubbled up awkwardly for him. Naylor having a look at that Dundee United rearguard. How can Celtic open it up? Caldwell fires it wide for McGeady. Onto the right foot, it's all opening up for Aidan McGeady. Blocked by Wilkie. McGeady tries again. There's Scott McDonald flinging himself at it and failing to find the target. We haven't said that too often about him this season.
Great play from McGee, cutting inside, powerful strike, second time it's going wide, and McDonald trying to get on the end of it, he does, but can't guide it towards goal.
Third and final switch for Dundee United. Craig Conway is off, and replacing him another player who's had huge injury problems this season. 2 injuries in quick succession after looking a very good prospect indeed. John Daly back for Dundee United.
I think that'll mean that Hunt will go out to the left-hand side and allow Daly to pick up where Mark de Vries left off.
It also presumably means Dundee United fancy winning this.
Well, it's a bold move from Craig Levein. It does mean that both Hunt and Daly will be up there.
Great pace from McGeady away from Kovacevic. Recovery from Mark Kerr. Was there a foul there? Mike McCurry said yes.
I think Mark Kerr does really well. Covering for his full back. He just gets himself across McGeady, who, for me, by that point, he's running out of steam slightly.
Was there any sort of push there? Well, it doesn't really matter what we think. Mike McCurry said yes to the free kick appeal. Six minutes left at Celtic Park. Nakamura's delivery. And dropping over the top, deflected there, corner kick.
Celtic can't say they didn't have the opportunity to put the ball in the box tonight. They have had.
Can United survive this? Nakamura in! Fumbled by Zaluska. Nakamura again for the back post. What a miss! What a miss! And how costly might that be from Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink in the final analysis?
Yeah, it was Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink the first time round. It comes back and again, dinked up the back post from Nakamura. And that's what he was brought on for, to come on, get on the end of things, but not to put it in the stand, to put it in the net.
Conway missed something very similar for Dundee United in the first half that you really expected, and Gordon Strachan certainly did. 15-goal Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink to bury that chance.
I think the worry for Celtic tonight has been, and also going towards the end of this season, is how predictable they've been tonight. Dundee United have come, they know how to handle Celtic, they've made it difficult in the midfield area, they've got tight, they've got high energy from them, and Celtic have played the same way as they always play, but so far they have been able to break them down.
Fingernails are being bitten all around the ground. McGeady wins a corner.
Just how often can Celtic leave it this late? That's got to be the question. Is this one too many?
We're about to find out. Minutes are nearly up, just 5 to go. Nakamura's corner. Again, Celtic can't find the scoring touch. And that's a lovely ability on the ball from Willo Flood. Mark Kerr keeps it. Composed play. United need that at this stage, and that's not typical of Prince Boaben's contribution tonight. He just hands the ball back to Celtic.
Yeah, he rushed that. It's a good opportunity to open things up for United, but maybe at that stage you should be playing a safe pass, just keeping the ball. The point here tonight would be a fantastic result for United.
Long from Naylor, easily dealt with by Wilkie. Kovacevic to Prince Boaben, all the way through to John Daly. His layoff, Willo Flood, the second half sub. Asking a lot with that pass of Noel Hunt. Now Nakamura. Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink with time to control it. Scott Brown. Blistering shot beaten away by Zaluska. In again to the penalty box, headed away by Wilkie. Aidan McGeady fires it forward again. It's beyond the Celtic strikers. It's an easy take for Zaluska.
That's a good ball in though. Just unfortunate it was Scott McDonald who was nearest it, and not the big Dutch striker, but Craig Levein. Just looking a little bit anxious there now. He wants to keep it like this.
A point for Celtic here would just mean 3 of a gap at the top. Rangers would have a game in hand. It's not what Celtic want. Can they get the breakthrough? It's looking increasingly unlikely as the clock works against them. Just 2 minutes to go in terms of regulation time.
Yeah, we did say that neither side of the Old Firm had dropped points in 2008, and if one did, would that be first blood and really cost them? Well, I think if it's Celtic, we've got to say 6 point gap at this stage if Rangers can win their next game. It's pretty huge.
Free kick given against John Daly. Celtic have 5.5 minutes to find a winning goal. 4 will be added when we get to the 90-minute mark. And the green and white hoop shirts piling forward for Artur Boritz's free kick, headed away by Wilkie. Flicked on by Brown. Granger there and Kenneth, and well, get rid of it, I think, was the best advice there. They've done it before, Celtic. Can they do it again? Can they turn 1 point into 3 in these closing stages? They have a corner.
Celtic just have this ability to keep the pressure on late in the match. High energy, they're still trying to get there.
Swerving delivery from Nakamura, goes right through that danger area. Jim O'Brien happy to let it run, happy for the clock to count its way down.
And Nakamura's got to feel aggrieved tonight. He must have played in at least 10, 12 decent balls into the United penalty area. And Celtic, they haven't capitalised.
Wilkie unloads, and he was caught late by his former teammate Barry Robson as he got rid of that. 90 minutes have come and gone, and we have still to see a goal. 4 minutes added on. Can Craig Levine's side hold on to what they've got? Can the defending champions get a decisive goal? There's Kenneth. There's Nakamura. It needs composure from Celtic in these last few minutes, and a chance for them here to get the ball back into the Dundee United penalty box.
And the problem for them is that Wilkie and Kenneth are huge, and they'll enjoy this more than movement around them.
Naylor's free kick, headed away by Wilkie, and that's wasteful from McGeady, and that's not a phrase we've used too often.
Nah, he's caught in two minds there. Wasn't sure whether to cross it, have a strike at goal, and in the end it was neither.
Are Celtic about to suffer serious title damage against Dundee United?
Some of the fans think so. They're leaving the ground now.
We're in the second minute of time added on. Still stalemate. Prince Buaban. United keep it with care. Kovacevic stayed calm. It was a dangerous pass. Celtic can't retain possession there. Prince Buaban for United. Cleared by Hinkle. Lost by Scott Brown. Flood to Granger. Not over keen to get that into the box. He wanted to get rid of a few more seconds. And there aren't too many seconds left for Celtic here. 2.5 minutes added on. 90 seconds left. Kenneth gets it away, and United get a free kick. Celtic are running out of time.
Well, we have said that often, but United have a steeliness about them tonight. I just think it was one too many. They were patient in the beginning of this match, Celtic, but maybe a little too patient. They ran out of time.
Yellow card for Scott Brown for dissent, but that is fairly insignificant at the moment. Celtic want to get the ball up the pitch. And we're in the final minute of the match. Nakamura's flick. There's Mark Kerr. Has put in a fair old shift has Kerr. That's a Dundee United throw, and Celtic eyeing the clock nervously and realising it's almost over.
Yeah, Kerr, Bourban, magnificent. Wilkie at the back, Robertson when he was on.
Nakamura hooks it downfield. Stephen McManus is staying up. Celtic are throwing everything here. They need the ball in the box. They need it there quickly. But it's already too late. And that was not on the Celtic script. They've spilled SPL points against Dundee United. Their 9-game winning run in the league has come to a shuddering halt. Chances were missed. Dundee United stood firm. It's 3 points between the top two now in the SPL. Rangers have a game in hand. Can Celtic recover? Final score at Celtic Park: Celtic 0, Dundee United 0.
Keep up. And down he goes. Fire against fire. Marquez coming back. Stuns back out. We have a majority draw. What a battle.
Now, the rematch. Marquez carries the weight of the nation.
Hard right hand by Marquez.
Pacquiao has taken down the last two Mexican stars.
Pacquiao is a storm.
Who will be the last man standing?
Two real fighters.
Marquez v Pacquiao 2. Unfinished business. Saturday nights, live on Setanta Sports 2.
I like to talk.
And I like to text.
Now, for just
£15 a month.
Three's offering 300 minutes.
Or texts.
To mix and match.
Any way we like.
So if I'm not very vocal.
I work overtime. And if I get RSI.
I chat longer. 300 minutes.
Or texts.
And this fantastic Nokia for just
£15 a month.
Call 08707 330 330 or go to 3.co.uk/TV. Mix and match. Fresh on 3.
Hot diggity damn, that's fast! Woo!
Well, later tonight on Weetabix, warm yourself up with a sleepy midnight snack, hot milk and fresh bananas. But right now on Weetabix, it's breakfast time, so shake off that duvet and keep it simple, keep it scrumptious. Rise and shine with cold milk and fresh raspberries. Have a good one. What's on Weetabix?
The Bay Hills Club and Lodge hosts an all-star field for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Continues tonight at 7 on Setanta Golf.
Drawing a blank, Celt slip up against United. Missed opportunity, we'll look back on the chances that went a begging. And 2 years on, memories of the legendary Jinky Johnston. Hi there and welcome to Thursday's edition of The Huddle. The past 24 hours have been confusing to say the least. Last night the Celtic supporters were left to rue the cost of 2 drop points against Dundee United and missing the chance to close the gap on Rangers to a single point. However, a day on, with the news that Gretna's troubles have deepened and all their fixtures might yet be declared null and void by the SPL, there's a real possibility that things could change at the top of the league. Celtic could actually return to the top of the SPL on goal difference, despite last night's disappointment. As I said, it's been a strange old day, and former Celtic striker George McCluskey joins me to try and make sense of it all. Good to see you, George.
Thanks, Alec.
Yeah, you never want to see a club in trouble like Gretna, but more bad news coming out of there today. It looks like they're going to be struggling to get a team for Saturday. Haven't got the money they require. It looks like it's going to be a struggle for them to continue now.
Yeah, you feel sorry for the players and their families, obviously. They don't know if they're going to have a wage or whatever. I believe 10 of the players have agreed to play, but they're taking a chance because there'll be no insurance for them or whatever. So I don't know if it's the right thing to do or not.
And if they were to go out of business, presumably the fixtures that they're playing would be cancelled, as it were, which would change the league slightly. It would mean that Celtic would go back to the top on goal difference. But does that really matter in a way? Because then Rangers would have 2 more games to play as well.
Well, Rangers still have the games in hand, but you don't want to benefit from somebody else's downfall, but you'll take anything that helps you to win the league, obviously.
OK, George, thanks for now. It turned out to be a tale of what might have been for Celtic against Dundee United last night. The champions went into the game looking to make it 10 league wins in a row. But in the end, the Hoops were forced to settle for a point as the Tangerines held out for a goalless draw. Your commentators are Rob McLean and Scott Booth.
Scott Brown keeping possession, keeping the ball moving. McGeady with his first chance to torment the debutant defender, and there's the opening chance of the match for Celtic, and so close to the opening goal. Shunsuke Nakamura grazing the outside of the post.
Yeah, we did say, didn't we, that Kovacevic was about to see the best in the SPL. Well, that was it. He doesn't try and blast it, he tries to curl it in on the half volley.
Sets it up for De Vries, good knock down to O'Brien. An awkward bouncing ball, he couldn't get a grip of it, and now it's Celtic countering, firstly with McGeady, then McDonald. Nakamura gets it wide. On the right foot, in behind Granger, lovely ball in, and an opportunity at the back post for Giorgio Samaras. Caldwell and McManus. Settled central defensive pairing in recent weeks. Naylor for Samaras, peeling out wide. Pods it through to Brown. Scott McDonald. Kenneth tries to stay close, but it's McDonald who goes close, and for the second time in the match, Celtic strike the outside of the post. Robertson. Good play from Jim O'Brien. Robertson to Kovacevic. The young overlapping defender, I think, needs a bit of help. And it's slow in arriving. Kovacevic still gets it in. What a chance for Dundee United. The debutant at right back picked out Craig Conway, and what a chance to put United 1 up. Nakamura swinging in. Caldwell. Back for Snow. It's high, it's hanging from McManus, but it's headed away by the imposing figure of Kovacevic. Brilliant from McGeady. We've seen that one before. Nakamura's cross, inviting, flicked away by Lee Wilkie, getting his touch right again in central defence for United. Master craftsman over the set piece. Nakamura, and so close to getting that breakthrough.
Oh, I thought that was in. This is dippy. It's almost there, talking about a foot or so. Great effort.
Past the midway point in the second half. The left foot of Nakamura, good pace on it, good delivery. but it was Mark de Vries who was on the end of it. He hit it straight back from whence it came. His cross missed by Kenneth. Wilkie didn't miss it. Zaluska spills the shot, grabs the rebound, and Dundee United survive. Brave goalkeeping. Naylor to McGeady. No need to panic, Celtic, because how many games have they won late on this season? And that's Scott McDonald off target. Well, you do expect him to be working the goalkeeper in that sort of situation. Early ball from Naylor, awkward. Jan Verger of Hesseling had a swing at it, it's still in for Nakamura. Fires it to the near post. It goes behind off Verger of Hesseling.
Best of balls in from Naylor. Robson misses it, and then Verger of Hesseling should do better.
Caldwell fires it wide for McGeady. Onto the right foot, it's all opening up for Aidan McGeady. Blocked by Wilkie. McGeady tries again. There's Scott McDonald flinging himself at it and failing to find the target. We haven't said that too often about him this season. Can United survive this? Nakamura in! Fumbled by Zaluska. Nakamura again for the back post. What a miss! What a miss! And how costly might that be from Jan Verger of Hesseling in the final analysis?
Yeah, it was Jan Verger of Hesseling the first time round. It comes back in again, digged up the back post of Nakamura, and that's what he was brought on for, to come on, get on the end of things.
Second half sub, asking a lot with that pass of Noel Hunt. Now Nakamura. Jan Verger of Hesseling with time to control it. Scott Brown. Blistering shot beaten away by Zaluska.
Gordon, how disappointing was that?
Hugely, because it doesn't help us. We're tasked to retain the title, and we had enough chances to win it, but we weren't good enough on the night to take our chances.
Did you lack invention tonight, or did you lack finishing?
Well, I think more finishing. I think Nakamura gave us a lot of chances, and Aidan put in a lot of crosses. I just don't think we're front men were on the front foot, to be honest with you.
There was quite a lot of good ammunition flying in from both sides, wasn't there?
Decent. We got to where we wanted to go. Then it's up to people in the box to finish, but we're just going to do it.
Rob McLean asking the questions there. Well, after the final whistle, we spoke to Captain Stephen McManus and Giorgio Samaras, and while disappointed not to put more pressure on Rangers, they insist it's still all to play for in the race for the SPL title.
We didn't play like a team really well today. We must see our mistakes. We must see why we play slow football. We must see why we didn't play the ball more forward to make chances and to create chances. And we must work on that and go Saturday and win the game against Motherwell.
We were looking for the 3 points tonight, and unfortunately never happened. But we'll get straight back in the wagon, keep driving everybody on, and hopefully get 3 points at the weekend.
It didn't happen tonight, and I think everybody, supporters, the club, everybody is disappointed. But we must be strong mentality and keep looking forward with our head up.
All credit to Dundee United. They came here and they worked very hard and done well, and unfortunately tonight we couldn't bring them down.
The thing now is to go home, to relax, to clean our mind. And my opinion is, and always will be, that there are 9 points against the Rangers, and we must do our best to win the title in the end.
So a frustrating night for the Hoops, George, at the end. Plenty of openings, but just lacking that cutting edge up front.
Yeah, I think the strikers had a bit of an off night. There was a few chances, probably 6-7 chances, but there was only 2 or 3 clear-cut chances. Good chances that should have been finished.
Well, looking back at the chances in the first half in particular, and the first one fell to Shunsuke Nakamura, and this was a good move, and he wasn't lucky that this just, if it had been another inch or two the other way, it would have been a great goal.
That's right. I think this is probably the unluckiest chance of the night. He's tried to just slew it into the far post, and he's been very unlucky. It's hit the post. I think Giorgio Samaras didn't expect this to come in. I think if he goes a wee bit better angle, he might have scored.
And that's a hard chance there at the near post. The goalie's always favourite there.
Just a kind of half chance.
And again, this is Samaras, the danger he poses, drifting in from the sides.
He did. The defender does really, really well here, forcing Scott McDonald away. Young Kenneth, he done really well and didn't give him much of an angle to shoot at.
And if one of those had gone in earlier on, it might just have settled Celtic, and it might have ended up being more comfortable for them.
It definitely would have settled the nerves and let them go on and play a wee bit better, I think. But we didn't take any, and we created a couple of more chances second half, but should have been